In a first for Papua New Guinea, the country has successfully issued sovereign bonds on the world financial market, which will see much-needed revenue injected into the country's economy. According to Treasurer Charles Abel, the government had aimed to raise $500 million, which it did successfully. He said that whilst interest had reached a potential $3 billion, the government had decided to exercise prudent management and settle for the initial target of $500 million. In the end, 129 investors had been accepted to subscribe to the bonds, which will mature over a 10-year period at an interest rate of 8.375%.
Of course, we're asking only for 500 million, as you know, within a certain price range. So our bankers were talking about perhaps taking more from the market because there was so much interest. But we decided to exercise price discipline and volume discipline. And we said, no, we're going to stick to even though it's 7-8 times oversubscribed, we will stick to the same volume, and we just use the opportunity to renegotiate the price. So we negotiate, and we got the price down from 8.75% down to 8.375%.
Abel says initial funds from the bond issuance will go towards funding the 2018 national budget, as well as settling the country's short-term debt, domestic loans, as well as helping to clear the foreign exchange backlog.
It's a series of a number of reforms that we are bringing to make sure that our debt is stabilized, to make sure that our fiscal deficits are under control and trending back to balance, to make sure the foreign exchange situation is balanced, and we are fulfilling our commitments through the budget to continue to invest in all those critical areas of the economy that is needed, and continue the economy driving forward.
The issuing of the sovereign bond also makes it easier for Papua New Guinea state-owned entities to go direct to foreign investors to seek funding for their own projects without having to seek a guarantee from the government.
Such as Kumul Mineral and Kumul Petroleum going forward, they can now also access the international financial markets because Papua New Guinea has benchmarked. In a sense, these are unknown entities, but because the government has gone out there and set a benchmark price and quantity and level of interest, that now when these entities want to go and access those markets as well, particularly
state-owned
and our state-owned enterprises, now we don't need to underwrite them all the time.
With the 10-year period for this bond, the government is confident it can ride on the impending revenue that is expected to be received from major resource projects over the next few years, among them the Wafi Golpu project, Papua LNG, and the expansion of the PNG LNG project.